Walter sat at his desk, staring at the list in front of him. The last thing written was clear: do not talk to Ava or Trey. He circled it again and again until the paper almost tore. He knew how people like them worked. They threw bait, used words to pull you into a fight that only made them look better. He wouldn't fall for it. He wasn't going to give them the video they wanted, the one where an old man loses control. The sunlight cut through the gray sky and landed across his desk, lighting up the small dolphin keychain on his keys. It was scratched and old, but it reminded him of what was still his. He closed his hand around the keys and thought about everything he still owned: his truth, his proof, his will to fight back. He checked his email one last time. The Lottery Commission had replied: case received. Investigation started. Please wait 24 to 72 hours. Walter nodded at the screen. Thank you, he whispered. To anyone watching, it might have looked like a prayer. He closed the laptop and let the room darken. His body wanted rest, but his mind wasn't ready. He looked out the window, watching his neighbor pull a trash bin to the curb. Life was still moving, normal, noisy, unaware of his storm. Walter turned off the light, remembering the grainy video of his hand signing the ticket. He saw his name appear, proof that it was his all along. He lay down, still dressed, holding the manila envelope like it could keep him safe. In the quiet, he heard Ava's younger voice again, asking from the back seat, "How much longer, Dad?" He smiled faintly in the dark. "Not long now," he whispered. The next morning, his phone buzzed on the counter. It wasn't the storm he expected, just a vibration. The call was from Frank, his old neighbor from the street where Ava used to live. "Walter," Frank said softly, "I thought you should know. I saw a moving truck at Ava's place this morning. 2 men loading furniture, boxes, clothes. She was out there directing everything. Looked like she was in a hurry." Walter's heart sank. "You're sure it was her?" "I've known your daughter 30 years, Frank said. "It was her. But something's off. She's already moving again. Doesn't make sense." Walter thanked him, hung up, and stared at the phone. Ava wasn't just moving, she was running. Running from something she'd stolen. He opened his laptop. Within minutes, he found her. Ava's smiling face filled the screen, standing next to Trey. The caption read, "From broke to blessed. Dreams do come true." Comments poured in, people cheering her success. But the tag caught Walter's attention: Elite Realty Dallas. He clicked it. The page showed luxury homes, and Ava again, holding a set of keys with Trey beside her. The caption said, "Congratulations to our newest buyers, Ava and Trey. Cash purchase. Cash purchase." The words hit him like a punch. She hadn't borrowed money, she had paid outright. With his money. Walter called Dana, his lawyer friend. She answered right away. "Walter, I got your message," she said calmly. "She's showing off," Walter said bitterly. "Photos, champagne, new house." The caption says, "Cash purchase." "Does that help us?" "It helps a lot," Dana replied. "People who steal often can't hide it. They brag. Every dollar she spends leaves a trail. Once the payout is frozen, those purchases will be investigated. Her pride is evidence. So her arrogance proves the theft," Walter said quietly. "Exactly," Dana replied. "Keep saving everything, screenshots, timestamps, posts. Don't respond to her or Trey. Let her build her own case against herself. Walter did exactly that. He saved every photo, every comment. To others it looked like celebration, to him, it was proof. Then he saw a comment from an old neighbor, "Didn't your dad used to buy those tickets with you?" Ava had replied, "He had nothing to do with this. He's just a leech. I finally cut loose." That reply was her mistake. She had denied him publicly, and in doing so, tied herself to the lie. Walter leaned back, staring at the ceiling. She wasn't just lying, she was erasing him. That evening, another text came, "You think you're owed something, old man? Back off." No name, but he knew it was Trey. Walter locked the phone. Silence would speak louder than anger. He sat quietly, looking through his binder filled with documents, receipts, screenshots, and proof. Ava thought she'd deleted him, but every post she made just proved what she'd done. Later, he went to meet an old friend, Bernie, at a small diner. She had always been the practical type, steady, sharp, kind in her own way. When he arrived, she greeted him with a firm handshake. "Walter," she said, "I saw the post. Champagne and lies. She's digging her own grave." Walter nodded. "I didn't want you to pick sides." "I already did," Bernie said. "The side of truth." He told her everything, about the commission, the documents, the video. "They've placed a hold while they review," he said quietly. "Good," she said. "Now protect the rest. Build a fence around your fight. Keep it on paper, in systems, not in her comments or her driveway." She leaned forward. "You said she bought the house in cash. That means there's a trail. Title officers, bank wires, those leave records. And if the county hasn't recorded the deed yet, she doesn't even own it yet." Walter felt a flicker of hope. Bernie smiled. "I'm not promising miracles, Walter. But I'll make calls, to a title officer and a bank contact. If there's truth to find, we'll find it. Sometimes, all truth needs is a little friction." The waitress brought 2 plates of eggs and toast. Bernie grinned. "Eat. You'll need your strength." Walter smiled faintly. "I owe you." "You'll get your chance," Bernie said. "Right now, we just keep going." He picked up the toast, not because he was hungry, but because he finally felt something he hadn't felt in days, a quiet kind of hope. The kind that meant the truth was still walking toward the light, step by step. Bernie looked at me seriously and said, "2 things, Walter." She leaned back and took a slow sip from her old thermos before continuing. "First, the person who handles the property records at the county office, Marta Castillo, owes me a small favor. Nothing shady, just old friendship. I texted her this morning. If a property deed was filed for that house your daughter is showing off, it would already have a stamp number by now. But Marta said there's nothing under Ava's name. That means the sale isn't final yet. The money might still be stuck in escrow. If the commission freezes those funds, everything gets locked automatically. So Ava can pose on those mansion steps all she wants, but she might be standing on thin air." I let out a deep breath I didn't realize I'd been holding. Bernie wasn't done. "Second thing," she said, staring off into space like she was running numbers in her head. "Trey." She said his name like it was a bad coin. The compliance guy I mentioned earlier did a quick check, public records only. Turns out Trey has a history. 2 debt collections he barely paid off and a recent rejection for a store credit card. Not illegal, but it shows a pattern. He knows how to spend money that isn't his and walk away from responsibility. I nodded slowly. The information didn't surprise me, it only made things clearer. Bernie gave a faint smile. We're not here to insult him, Walter. We're here to understand why Ava keeps making the same mistakes. We're not going to destroy anyone, we're just drawing a map. We finished our breakfast quietly. Bernie poured herself more coffee, then said, after this, we'll go to my office. I'll write a formal notice to the title company. It'll tell them that the funds tied to Ava's new house are under state investigation. That way, the company won't record or release anything until the truth is confirmed. Dana will decide later if she wants to file a legal hold, but for now, this letter will keep everyone cautious. She gave me a small smile. Then we'll visit Samir. If he signs an affidavit saying the store cameras caught you signing that lottery ticket, it'll make your case stronger. No pressure, no threats, just facts. People are more helpful when they feel respected. I couldn't help but smile. You always knew how to make the system work, I said. And you always had the patience to do it right, she replied. Before we left, Bernie pulled a small black recorder from her bag and slid it across the table. Keep this with you. Don't use it to trap anyone, just to protect yourself. If Ava or Trey call, record it. Words matter, and memory fades. Keep a log with dates and times. Small details will save you later. The recorder felt cold and solid in my hand, a tiny object carrying the weight of truth. We paid the bill the way old friends do, quietly arguing over who should cover it, then letting her win. Outside, the cold air smelled like rain and metal. Bernie's office was just above an old hardware store that looked like it hadn't changed in decades. Her desk was scratched but sturdy, the kind of surface that forgave mistakes. She started typing as soon as we sat down. Marta will call when she checks again, she said. Meanwhile, I'll draft the letter. I stood by the window and watched a man load soil bags into a car. It was freezing outside, but maybe something inside him still wanted to grow.